Now, to help faculty out and to save them time, especially because they have so many other things on their plates, I would often give them surveys that had very few questions, but questions that were often checkboxes, right? Quickly check off all the things you want to learn about, and then you're done. Quickly check off all of your availability, and then you're done. It really saves our colleagues a whole bunch of time, so they can take a survey quickly. It increases your conversion rate. You're going to get a lot more responses, but it makes sifting through the data a little bit more challenging on this end. As you can see in all of these cells, I have a whole bunch of comma-separated text. And so it's just a little bit harder for me to sift through. So I want to show you two things that I thought was really helpful. One is a little bit more explicit and deep use of data filters. As you can see here in my header column, I've got a data filter that's been enabled. And we've done this already in which we have filtered for some sort of criteria. But I want to show you one a little bit more deeply. So for instance, maybe I want to just show only the faculty members who said that they wanted to learn about Google Forms. So what might I do? I'm going to click on this little arrow for the data filter. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to, instead of filtering by, choose one of these responses down here, I'm going to filter by condition. And I'm going to say, I want you to look for only cells whose text contains the words Google Forms. Okay, and so now we can see that I no longer have all of those columns anymore, or all of those rows. A whole lot of them are hidden, and only the ones that say Google Forms, Google Forms, Google Forms, Google Forms, only those are shown. Right. Similarly, I could filter by condition and say, show me only Google Sites. Okay, so these are the people who said they wanted to learn about Google Sites. And that's pretty great, right? And so you could use this filter to just show folks who responded with text that contains X, Y, Z. So that was great. So, right, I could get the survey responses quickly, get more of them, and then I could kind of sift through this data by using a data filter. That's option number one. Option number two is if I wanted to kind of be able to see all of this at once. So basically what I want to do is I want to use some formulas. So here it just says basically yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. Did this person say they want to learn about Google Docs? Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. Did they say they want to learn about Google Forms? Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. Did they say they want to learn about Google Sites? And so we're going to learn a new formula to do that. And the formula we're going to use is called RegexMatch. So I'm going to write equals REGEX match. And what it says is, hey, look through some text. What text do you want me to look through? Look through that text. Great, comma. What do you want me to look for? I want you to look for this word right here. I could type in Google Docs, but I like it to be a little bit more responsive and dynamic. So I'd say, look for this word right here, close parentheses, press enter. And basically it says, listen, if it finds the word Google Docs in here, it responds true. If it doesn't, it responds false. That's it. Great, this could be really, really valuable. Now I do want to make a note that as I copy paste here, something's going to go wrong. And I want to explore why it went wrong and then how we adjust our formula accordingly. So I'm going to copy this, I'm going to go all the way to the bottom, paste it, and we're getting a lot of error messages here, So what the heck is going on here? This is so weird. What's going on? So I'm going to press return to see what's going on with this formula. Oh, here's something that went wrong. This formula currently tells Google Sheets to look in this text and look for the word true. Oh, but we don't want Google Sheets to look for the word true. We want Google Sheets to look for the word or words Google Docs. Oh, I see what happened here. Similarly, here it's now it's looking through this text and it's looking for the word hashtag value or pound value. Like, oh god, that's a mistake. So what we kind of actually want to do is in this original formula that we did, we want to lock Google Docs into the formula so that when we copy paste, Google Docs will remain static, but this area in which we look is dynamic and will update accordingly. So how can we lock something in when we have a formula? And what we're going to do is I'm going to put a $ in front of E and a $ in front of 1. This means lock the column on column E, lock the row on row 1. Great. And now when I copy paste this formula all through, oh, interesting. Well, at least we got a whole bunch of trues and falses. Let me look around. So basically, if I check out this formula, okay, it's looking in C4 for text. What text is it looking for? Oh, it's looking for Google Docs, right? We've locked that. That's great. And everything looks good. Let me find the next true. True. Did this person put Google Docs? They did put Google Docs. Let's find the next true. This person did put Google Docs. Awesome. So that's a way of locking some text here.